What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the All About the Birds Postgame live here on the AAT Sports Network. I am Chip at Chip for the Birds, joined by Johnny U9322. Eagles lost today to the Chargers, 27-24. They lost as time expired, and I mean, I don't know about you, but watching it, you could tell it was going to go down that way as soon as they got the ball back with any kind of time left. You knew. But I sit here, and Johnny, I want to talk about this a little bit. I sit here not furious. I sit here not irate. I sit here going, they lost a football game, but we know why, and they were all for football-related reasons.
Yeah, there is a little bit of frustration. But, again, when they had that touchdown pass to Devontae Smith, and you saw this 6 minutes left on the clock, and then the defense just could not get a stop. And it's just the frustration boiled at that point. And I think a lot of the frustrations for this game is on that side of the ball. And it has to be on that side of the ball because what Nick Sirianni and Shane Steichen and Jalen Hurts and the offense did with running the ball and moving the ball, you can't say that was the problem because it wasn't. Yeah, there was a couple missed throws, and if you want to nitpick, that's fine.
Sure.
But the defense is the one other thing. I think the underlooked thing about it was when the inactives came out, and you saw 4 corners were on the inactive list.
Yep.
Wouldn't it have been nice instead of having to put Zach McPherson out there to put, maybe somebody else that's played on the outside? I know these guys aren't. They're all younger guys. But it felt like they were playing a man down because once Avonte Maddox went out, then they had Chachere. I think that's how you say his name. It's like from French.
Charcuterie, right? Charcuterie board. Yep.
So, but he had
our chat between us. I went, Johnny, who the F is this guy? You're like, oh, San Diego State. I was like, who is Charcuterie?
But no, it's the problem is when you got to put a special teams player in as a slot corner, and then Zach McPherson gets pushed to the outside to play outside corner because Darius Slay gets hurt, and that's tough, but. The Gannon defense, I'm just about sick and tired of it.
Look, Andrew's saying it right here. Fire Gannon's ass now. And again, you're starting to hear the ripple effect, right? So Sirianni gets asked in his post-game conference, oh, what about, he goes, look, I'm the head coach. I'm not, he goes, I'm not the offensive coordinator. I'm the head coach. So I have to put my name on it. You hear it from Javon Hargrave. Should we have blitzed more? I'm not the defensive coordinator. So
that's 2 out of 3 weeks. You've heard that. That's not
You're
good.
Hearing it again.
That is not good. And these people saying that, I saw a couple people post about, oh, they're not going to fire him after 1 year. That's not true because they wanted to fire Frank Reich after year 1. They wanted to fire Doug after year 1. The coordinator position, they'll get rid of somebody after year 1. It isn't like the head coach position,
Right, exactly.
And I feel that the last couple of weeks, Sirianni and the offense has grown because they're doing what fits them. They're doing what he said and what they fit as an offense and the scheme fit as an offense. This defensive scheme fit, I really don't know what it is because to me, it's just, let's not blitz anyone. Let's hope the quarterback makes a mistake, which most of the time in this NFL, the quarterback's not going to make a mistake unless they're like Sam Darnold or another quarterback that's not very good.
I mean, look, here's where I struggle. And again, we're focusing on defense because that's what we do. And then after that, we'll talk about the offense a little bit because I do think that it is a significant improvement. But here's the thing. You look at this defense, and once again, you have a quarterback with over 80% accuracy, with over 80% completion. And look, we know Herbert's good. We know that he is capable of passing. We know that he gets the ball out quick, but no sacks. So here are the telling statistics, right? No sacks. That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Over 350 yards passing. That's a problem. The tight ends, all 3 of them lighting us up again. That's a problem. And the biggest tell sign for me, 0 punts.
Yeah.
The Chargers did not punt the ball today.
A lot of people say, oh, they got the turnover on downs and, they Sure. But again, but if you look at their plays, the first series, 15 plays, 90, or is it the first series or second series? So that's their first series. 15 plays, 98 yards.
They needed 99.
Yeah. So they stopped them on downs, but then they got the ball back. 6 plays, 38 yards, touchdown. Then 7 plays, 50 yards, turnover on downs again. Then the end of the half, so I don't really count that one. Then to start the second half, 9 plays, 57 yards, a field goal. Then the Eagles punted. Then they got 4 plays, 66 yards, a touchdown. Then the Eagles counter with a touchdown. Then Los Angeles said 10 plays, 61 yards, touchdown. Eagles counter with a touchdown again.
Right.
Then 15 plays, 64 yards, field goal, ends the game.
It was a back and forth game, which, again, as I said at the beginning, I'm not sitting here furious. This was a game that, yes, was winnable. It also was it ended up being a good football game. It ended up being a fight. It ended up being a battle. And in this situation, they lost the battle. And there's very clear reasons why. Look, as soon as Slay went out, things got jumbled. As soon as Maddox went out, things got jumbled. Alex Singleton is no longer a part of this defense. He's just not.
He's there a handful of plays, basically. Just
which I'm not
pass or stuff like that, which is fine.
I'm not against, because again, we know what Singleton does well. He rushes the quarterback well. He stops the run well. But besides that, there's not a lot else that he does. But once again, it's the long distances off the ball. It's the Schwartz defense again and again and again and again and again and again and again. But at least Schwartz did it well. Steven Nelson got called for, I don't necessarily agree with the low hit. I think he kind of got pushed into it, but he got called for it. I have a problem with him allowing a long catch. I have a problem with Slay getting beat by pretty much everybody. I have a problem with 3 tight ends, each getting at least 3 catches and at least a touchdown or an extra point. We got beat by the tight ends again today.
The thing is, when you don't blitz, and they did not, they rarely blitz.
They didn't.
They blitz. And the thing is, when you don't blitz, you let the team go right down the field, and hopefully you get a stop and turnover on downs, or hopefully they make a mistake so you can cause a turnover, which they didn't cause any turnovers. Yeah, the turnover on downs.
No turnovers for either team.
A turnover for either team, but it was a back and forth. But the problem is the way this defense is being played. Yeah, there were some missed opportunities on the offensive side of the ball. We know that. But again,
Kamal, I agree here. I agree with what Kamal's saying.
Yeah, a scared defense.
And you know what it was? And I'm curious to know your thoughts on this, Johnny, is I feel like they were going to be aggressive. And because you saw Nelson blitzing off the corner on that first drive of the game, and then they got called for the penalty on that play. And after that, they didn't really blitz again. Did they pull back from their game plan after that first penalty?
The problem is they're expecting, I guess you can say possibly, or they said they don't want, another penalty. Derek Barnett, nice.
Oh my God,
he made, but
4 costly penalties this season, 1 sack. That's not the number frame you want.
And you have your front 4. Hopefully you get through, but they're not going to get a lot of pressure when you're playing 5, 6, 7 yards off of the receiver. That's easy.
You won't.
That's easy. That's just easy pickings for the quarterback. And
Herbert's got a great arm. Herbert has a fantastic arm. The throws those were bullets, absolute bullets.
Yeah, and you're going to see that with a lot of the quarterbacks now. These days, this is what they do. It's what they strive on. There's a handful that aren't very good, but the other issue is players who are playing that really shouldn't be playing anymore. And one is Ryan Kerrigan. My goodness, does he look?
Hold on, wait. Let me go to the weekly stat book. Let's see if he's in there. I doubt it.
You want to see if he made any plays.
I want to see. So I'm on the official Eagles stats here. And would you be surprised?
Oh, he got a tackle.
That he's not on the stat book again.
Oh, no, I'm not surprised. But the way he plays, give the opportunities to the Milton Williams and the Teron Jacksons, and give him to those players. And the other thing is the defense played well, but I will give credit to players like Marcus Epps, TJ Edwards, and Davion Taylor. There's something there to build. Now, my only thing is I'm about done with Jonathan Gannon. I know he may have sucked me in.
Hold on, wait, because you're one of his biggest supporters.
Nah, I wouldn't
Do
say,
it. Nope, go.
I like the hiring. Don't get me wrong. I love the hiring when it happened. But the more and more you see of this, and everyone talks about you need the personnel. It's the personnel. You don't have the personnel. I get that. But again, you're supposed to be the coach. You're supposed to be able to use the personnel that you have and using that as an advantage. And he's not using it at all. He's playing scared, somebody commented earlier. It's a scared.
That was
defense.
Kamal, yeah.
And Kamal said it perfectly. It is a scared defense, and it's very frustrating to watch because there is no once Los Angeles got the ball back and they had a couple first downs. I knew. I'm like, I know that it's already, but it's tough because the offense played so well, and
Kamal, I don't know if I necessarily agree with this. Right, the game was closer than I expected, so I expected the Eagles to make mistakes, which I'm going to be honest, they didn't make a ton of mistakes today. They made some penalties, but I think they got called for a total of 4 penalties today.
I will shout this one thing out. But
3.
Our co-host, Mike Bauer, did predict the correct score. He predicted Los Angeles Chargers 27-24. So I know he's not on tonight, but I'm sure Wednesday we'll bring that back up because
we should.
We'll get props for that. So that is something that's I wish it was the other way around, but again, I digress on that.
Right. All right. So let's pause here because we know the defense was the problem today. Let's flip it to the offense. Let's talk about the offense a little bit. Early on, you could see that Sirianni wanted to go back to the passing game. Because, again, the Chargers had a beat-up secondary, so on paper, we should be able to pass. And guess what? It didn't work. Didn't work at all. So then he remembered, oh, wait, we had some success running the ball against Detroit. Oh, wait, we had some success running the ball against the Raiders when Miles Sanders was in the game. Then we abandoned the run game. Why did it take almost an entire quarter for the Eagles to remember, oh, wait, our new identity, and we're going to talk about the national broadcasters in a second because that was ridiculous, that our new identity is we are a running football team. What made Sirianni think that this was a good idea?
Well, when they did the first possession, but after they turned over on down, that possession was, I think he was trying, the first play he was trying to catch them off guard, trying to go deep, like they did Quez Watkins. But they want to try to establish the passing game because, that's what a lot of teams this day and age want to do. But I'm glad he got back to, what was working and what they were doing, running the ball, using Jalen, around there, which is pretty surprising with the Chargers because knowing he can get outside, Bosa is very talented. Joey Bosa is very talented off the edge there. But him and Kyler Fackrell, they took 2 inside of a move, which left that whole right side wide open and nobody really there to defend them. Which, to Jalen's credit, he used it to his advantage. When it's there, why not take it and get the first down? Because there was multiple times where he got first downs.
I'll tell you what, I looked at the way Jalen Hurts played today, and again, I am not sold on Jalen Hurts, the quarterback, because he missed Goddard terribly. Like, he missed him real bad.
Yeah, there was somebody
and on the throw in the end zone, and the throw in the end zone, which Devontae Smith in his postgame took the heat for. He goes, yeah, that was on me. I ran a bad route. You throw a jump ball in the corner, you throw it up a little bit instead of a laser at the ground, that's 6. So Jalen Hurts, the passer, I'm not sold on. His mechanics are terrible still.
But why are you forgetting the beautiful route that Devontae Smith ran? He got him right on the sideline. That nice in the pocket, nice throw there. Also, the touchdown throw.
The touchdown was right on the money.
So
But again, I'm still not sold on the passer. I'm sold. I'm sold on the leader. I'm sold on the athlete because, again, he had 60 yards rushing again today. He was 10 rushes, 62 yards. He passed for 162. He had a 65% completion. Like, the numbers were there when he was asked to throw the ball.
But the other point of it, too, is if you look at his average, I think his average per attempt was 9.5.
Which is great.
Which we didn't see that early in the season. Early in the season, it was 6.3, 4 point, 5 point something. Yeah, he's not throwing the ball 40 times, which is what we don't want to see.
You cannot have that. You cannot have that.
But tell me I'm not wrong. When you look at this running game with Boston Scott, Jordan Howard, whoever it may be, multitude of running backs to be able to use Jalen outside, you can't tell me that him under center, using play action, doing different things isn't going to open up to throw the ball a little bit. Not saying throw the ball.
It 100% is. And that's what was so frustrating about the first drive of the game, where they were like, we're just going to drop back and pass, drop back and pass, drop back and pass. Yeah. We have learned that is not what Jalen Hurts does well at this point in his career, and maybe not ever. But at this point in his career, look, the throw to Goddard, he threw away from his body. Like, his mechanics were horrific. So again, looking at Jalen Hurts, I think he's a very good leader. And I know that this is the biggest debate, even in our own comment section, right? If we scroll all the way up, we look, Peanut is against it. But you have those other comments here saying, look, it's what it comes down to is Jalen Hurts is developing. I think Nick Sirianni is developing.
But the problem
overall, it's not happening smoothly enough, and they have to continue. Look, I'm biggest concern is when Miles Sanders comes back, that Jordan Howard gets sent down and pick up off a different practice squad. He'll go to somewhere else, and then they go back to the passing 40 times per game.
Yeah. No, but the only problem I have with fans, and they're going to get it. They draft a rookie quarterback, and he winds up playing not very well like some of these rookies have played. Everyone's going to bitch and complain. The problem is nobody's happy until they're complaining. Then they're happy that they're complaining. There's too much. I think that's the biggest part. We all knew what this season was going to be.
It's a developing year.
But the nitpicking of every little thing. Look at the last 2 weeks of this offense, and everyone wants to point, oh, well, it's the Lions. And they were able to, move right down the field on the Chargers. Oh, well, the Chargers can't stop the run. There's going to be an excuse. There's going to be, the Chargers can't stop the run, and they missed that, and they missed that. It's just so much nitpicking. All in all,
I think our offensive line is so good at run blocking and so questionable at pass blocking. Like the one sack we allowed, Driscoll got knocked on his ass. Let's call it exactly like it was. He got knocked on his ass by an all-pro in Bosa.
Yeah, but
But run blocking, they looked incredible. The tight ends got involved. They look great.
It's real.
There are ways to do offenses, and you see it in Baltimore. You saw it in Tannehill's first year in Tennessee.
You actually saw it in Josh Allen's first year too.
You saw it in Josh Allen's first couple. If you have a strong enough run game, you allow a quarterback to develop, and that's what Hurts needs right now. Look, we want to win the division, absolutely. We want to get a playoff game, absolutely, because we're Eagles fans. But again, I'm sitting here not irate at this loss today. They played a good football game.
Did they actually show you something that you actually may pick them in the coming weeks?
Yes, that they can compete against real football teams, right? Because again, even on my reasoning for this week, I said I'm not picking the Eagles until they show something against a real football team, because Atlanta's not a real football team. Yeah, they beat the Saints today when Trevor Seaman, was the starting quarterback.
Simeon.
I'm going to keep calling him Trevor Seaman because why not? Yes, we beat the Panthers, who look terrible. The Panthers are a bad foot. They even got Christian McCaffrey back, and they still look bad. Why? Because Sam Darnold is not a great quarterback. I have Robbie Anderson on every one of my fantasy football teams. I'm going to drop him off every one of my fantasy football teams because Darnold doesn't throw him the ball.
The other scary thing with that, real quick, with the Carolina Panthers and Darnold, they I think they accepted or whatever his $16 million guaranteed salary next year.
Good stuff.
So that's
good stuff.
Terrible down there, but no, when you have quarterback,
and the same thing when we played against obviously the Lions. The Lions haven't won a football game yet. They actually lost this week against the bye. So again, it took a game like this where they showed some, not just for one quarter, because we know that the fourth quarter is where the Eagles were like, all right, cool, we're down 30 points. Let's make it a competitive game. That's not what happened today. Today, from kickoff all the way through, they fought every step of the way. It's starting to click.
Yeah, because if you look at their possessions in the second half, the first possession they had, they punted it, okay? But then they only had it twice, 2 more times, and then both touchdowns. There was a 10-play 85-yard drive in 3 minutes and 34 seconds, which is pretty good for and then a 10-play 78-yard drive, which was that Devontae Smith touchdown. But to me, the offense needs to be ran the way it was run today. And I know you're going to be coming across teams with good defenses, Denver and New Orleans the next 2 weeks. But again, you have to stick to the script, which is run the ball, using the run under center, play action. The RPOs can work a little bit better when you're able to run the ball and show that you have a commitment to running the ball. So that's what I'm looking for in the next couple of weeks here as we hit the final stretch of the season. Build off of today, offensively.
And that's the thing.
Defensively, there's nothing to really build off of, but maybe trying to get a turnover or a stop. I guess that's the only thing you can kind of with that. But offensively, and the thing is, everyone's saying that Sirianni's the play caller. Did you see the shot of Steichen? He had the play call and he was calling a play. So it isn't all, they work. Go inside.
Nope. Sirianni's a play caller. He made it very clear he's a play caller. He's not giving up the play calling. Not buying into it. No siree. No siree.
I'll have to
not
go back
doing
and
it.
show you that clip.
You find it. You were too busy sending clips of Jordan Howard's touchdown run where he had somebody who had a face full of Jordan Howard ass. That's where you were sending. Speaking of ass, the Cowgirls look like poopy today. I'm happy they lost. Yeah, they look terrible. It was very enjoyable to watch.
Against the Denver Broncos team, the Eagles go to play next weekend. So, to me, build off of this offense. Build off of what you did offensively. And hopefully defense can somewhat turn it around. Maybe Teddy Bridgewater can make some mistakes next week. Well,
Bridgewater's not a great quarterback. He made some good throws. But I will say that the Dallas defense is better than the Eagles defense. So that's where I definitely worry. It's going to take Jonathan Gannon figuring out what he wants to do and then doing it and getting the players to commit, because that's the one thing. Look, they figured out on the offensive side of the ball that they have to run the ball. They have to run the ball. It's Stoll and Tyree Jackson and Dallas Goedert are run-blocking tight ends first.
Do you know what's pretty eye-opening and scary as I kind of thought of it? If you take a look at the Colts defense, they look pretty bad. And that's where Jonathan Gannon came from. They look pretty pedestrian. And then you think of Jonathan Gannon was a disciple of Mike Zimmer. That defense doesn't look very good either. So right there kind of, points the finger and kind of gives you a little bit of worry if you look at those two defenses and what they do. And, I want a defense like the Baltimore Ravens, like the Pittsburgh Steelers, that are going to hit you in the mouth.
Right.
You want that aggressive. You want that because that's what they used to have. And that's something that a lot of Eagles fans, they want. They want the defense. Well,
that's what I love so much about Charcuterie today. I thought that he was flying around the field, making all kinds of plays. I really appreciated that. That's what I liked about watching TJ Edwards today and Davion Taylor. They were flying around the field, making plays, getting involved. That's what I've liked about Darius Slay this season. These guys want to play. Javon Hargrave making big plays, just going all out. What I don't like is when you go ahead and do that and it's wild and uncontrolled like Derek Barnett.
Yeah.
And I'm going to call him Charcuterie, by the way, for the rest of his Eagles career. I'm not taking the time to learn his name.
Oh, man.
He gets his first interception, I will.
San Jose State. See? Just wait till we have a show like this. It'll be fun, too. Some people will enjoy that.
I told you, I'm working on our Jeopardy game.
That's okay. We'll come up with the name with it for the viewers. They'll like it. We'll come with a
we call it Charcuterie board. No, again, the biggest takeaway that I have from this game is that at least they were in the game. It wasn't, it took forever to get to this game because it's daylight savings and it's a 4:00 game. Like, this was the longest day ever. That's why I posted, Johnny Bones back there with his Eagles hat, dying with the remote in his hand, waiting.
Don't worry, we'll see that tweet on Tuesday night. Jeremy may pop it up on his tweets of the week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
huzzah!
but no, I agree with you. It was just like, oh my god, what time is it?
But again, watching the game, I was able to be a part. I enjoyed watching this game. I thought it was a good game to have waited for.
And that's why building off of this may help for the coming into the stretch of the end of the season with these games remaining. So
Broncos,
that's what I'm
Saints.
looking.
Broncos
Saints.
is now a winnable game. Saints is a winnable game. Giants is a win. Jets is a win. I don't know what Washington is anymore. I have to assume it's a winnable game because Taylor Heineke, another win from the Giants. I figure we'll split Washington and then we play the Cowboys again, which will probably be a loss unless they're resting players.
The only thing I'm going to say here is I'm not going to count any win as a win. I don't care who it is. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, because the Jaguars beat the Bills today.
Exactly. So, but again, if you look at the teams that are at the bottom, they're all fighting for that last playoff spot to get, spanked. The Falcons, the Panthers, the 49ers, the Vikings, the Bears. You could throw the Giants in there, I guess.
You should.
If you want to throw Washington in there, you can. But that's the group of teams that you have. Yeah. None of them are real great. Eagles beat two of those teams. So, and they almost beat a third one. Unfortunately, they didn't. But again, with the
Here you go.
winnable
Wait,
games-
I gotta drop one more stat as we begin our wrap up. You ready for this?
Oh, here we go. Go ahead.
The Eagles defense is currently on pace to allow the highest completion percentage in NFL history at 75.5%.
Was that from Infante, Chris?
Eagles Nation.
Oh, Chris posted it first, but I got you.
Well, yep. Yeah,
He always,
Infante, yeah.
He always says those nice stats, but no, that's bad.
And let me be very clear. If we do hit that NFL record, you absolutely have to fire Gannon. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Hey, if the Saints keep hurting, getting quarterbacks hurt, maybe I'll go to New Orleans. I probably can complete at least 70% of the passes against this defense. It's so
when we go against Trevor Seaman in 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, whatever it is, that's going to be a concern. Teddy Bridgewater. If Teddy Bridgewater completes 75% of his passes next week, you need to fire Gannon next week. He can get his own ride back from the link.
How about this?
Next week we're in Denver.
Yeah, we're in Denver.
So he can get his own ride back from Denver.
If Teddy Bridgewater completes at least 75 to 80%, we do 80% of the passes, on the next Wednesday show, you have to come on with your face painted.
I will not. I was never a Gannon guy.
I don't care. But you
can.
I'm not. To me, Gannon, it doesn't exist right now. I'm sorry, but don't get me wrong. If it keeps playing the way it is, he will not be part of the staff.
No.
I'm just saying that.
And again, you look at the quarterbacks that he's about to face. Bridgewater is probably the best one that he's going to face until the last week of the season.
Yeah, Bridgewater.
It's going to be Bridgewater, Seaman, Jones, White, or Flacco, or Wilson.
It'll probably be
or Johnson. Heineke, Jones, Heineke, maybe Dak or Cooper Rush.
Yeah. So the problem is it's going to line up where his defense is going to look like it's somewhat, capable of doing something, but then you're playing the horse's ass of quarterback. It's like quarterback slow route. Now I don't think if you blitz and you're able to throw, Justin Herbert, you're letting him his timing is all there, and you're not showing him any different reads or anything. He knows exactly what the defense is doing from the start. There's no movement. There's no guys coming up to the line, backing off. There's nothing. Nothing.
No, they're not even showing blitz. And that's the thing. You're coming off of a situation where Justin Herbert was on a downward trend.
Yeah.
He was on a downward trend. And for him to have the whoa, my hair was, whoa, didn't realize that. Oh, mama.
Like from Home Alone.
Yeah. For him to have the game that he did as a bounce back game, it was too much.
Yeah.
It was too much.
but it's somewhat to be expected. Hopefully,
Somewhat to be expected.
We'll be back on. Well, you'll be back tomorrow.
I'll be back tomorrow night. So yeah, tomorrow night, probably around 9:30 if I get home from the class that I teach around then. If the wife is still awake, we'll do the weekly pickoff. If not, I'll hop on Wednesday during that 7:00 time again. She seemed to be much more awake for that. That was enjoyable. Tuesday is Burning Bridges.
Yep.
Wednesday we will be on for our weekly report with who we got from the Broncos?
Benjamin Albright.
Thursday across the pitch. Friday Birds, Beers, and BS. The West End next Sunday, and that's a 4:25 kickoff. So that's a 3:00 show. And then we do it all again.
Yeah.
Anything else for the good of the people?
Nothing. Just let's build. Let's build off of this going into the next few weeks. This is how it's going to be.
Sounds good. I'm Chip. That's Johnny. We'll see you collectively together on Wednesday, but we'll each see you Monday and Tuesday. Make sure you're tuning in, liking, subscribing, checking out all of our great sponsors. And in the meantime, as we end every show here on the All About the Birds Network,